peace,
No.
and plenty, a lot of love to all our global kings and queens in the house. Really appreciate, really appreciate, really appreciate. At this time, we're going to definitely get into our meeting this wonderful Tuesday. And this is November already. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? This is the last little droplets of the year 2024. And so as we savor the moments of 2024, and we are just going to start our wonderful deep dive, globally changing lives, on this wonderful Tuesday. We welcome each and every one. We welcome you, Queen Yvonne. We welcome King Kumaran. We welcome you, Queen Lily Lane. We welcome you, First Lady Queen Dr. B. We welcome you, Queen Jacqueline Warner. Thank you all very much for coming, and all the kings and queens on our varied YouTube platforms. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for showing up. Really appreciate. And so therefore, our first order of business is to play our theme song, which is In It to Win It. Because you have to be in it to win it. There's no other way. And so thank you very much for being in it so you can win it. And so we have none other than Lerato Shadare to thank for our theme song. Wonderful international singing music artist that we have in our midst. And we want to just thank her for this lovely theme song. And so without any further ado, we are definitely going to be playing that theme song at this time. So watch, listen, and thank Queen Lerato Shadare for theme song.
Your next stop is ONPASSIVE.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you very much, Lerato Shadare, for that wonderful song. Really appreciate, really appreciate, really appreciate. And thank you very much all for watching. And we do hope and trust that you gain something from that video. And so we do have a wonderful, outstanding presentation following that wonderful music. And of course, that is the mindset. And you know that I'm a person who physically love the mindset, because the mindset is very important. Actually, it is something that if you don't have the mindset in life, not just for ONPASSIVE, but if you don't have the mindset in life, the proper mindset, the positive mindset, the successful mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset, if you don't have that mindset, you're going to be eaten alive. And that is why a lot of people commit even suicide, because they don't have the proper mindset. And so there is two things that affect the mindset. Two things: the physical and of course the mental. The physical, Ashmafare and his team is taking care of it, and I'm sure, I hope that everyone is fully cognizant of the fact that most definitely Ashmafare and his new tech team is taking care of the physical, and which is all of the technical aspect of the business, and where the money will also come in eventually. Ashmafar is taking care of all of that. And so the second thing that affects the mindset is the mental. How do you have your mind wrap around things of this life? Do you have a positive mindset? Do you have a successful mindset? Do you have a growth mindset? Or is it a damaging mindset that you have? And so therefore, our international speaker for this evening, or for today, she is none other than Queen Yvonne Finn, and she's an entrepreneur all by herself. She's a wonderful co-host in one global movement that happens every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so therefore, please check her out if you haven't checked her out before, if you haven't checked them out before, because it is she and Dr. Yvonne that actually controls that meeting. So it's the Yvonne duo that controls that meeting. So please, without any further ado, we want you to listen carefully, listen attentively on this wonderful presentation that our own Queen Yvonne is going to deliver to us. Over to you, Queen Yvonne.
Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. And hello, Dream Team. Dream Team Deep Dive. Okay, I'm mixing you guys up, but they're all Dream Team. All of you guys, wonderful team. So thank you, everybody, for letting me speak into your life. And for those who will be listening later on, same thing. Hope you get something out of this. It's going to be a short one this evening, Dr. Derek, because I'm sure you're tired of the long one. So here we go. This one is called The Miseries of the Unknown, and it's turning uncertainty into opportunity. I know when you hear the miseries of the unknown, it sounds like a science fiction thriller. And while I love a good science fiction story, today we are exploring a more relatable kind of unknown. That's the everyday uncertainties that can spark anxiety and fear. My research suggests that many of us would rather cling to the familiar, even if it is painful and unsatisfying, rather than embrace the unknown, no matter how promising it might be. So why is that? So we're looking at it from a divine perspective, first of all. For those of us who believe in a higher power, I'm one, and I know most of us here are, We can find comfort in knowing that our future is not shrouded in uncertainty. Jeremiah 29:11 assures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." While we may encounter challenges and unexpected twists, we can trust that our Creator has a good plan for us. And hopefully, we are able to look at the unknown from a more empowered perspective. This, of course, does not mean that life will be easy or without challenges, but it does mean we can face the unknown with hope and resilience. The mind's role in misery of the unknown. The root of our misery often lies within our own minds. Our minds can behave like mischievous monkeys, constantly jumping from thought to thought. What if, what if, what if? Fueling fear and worry and stress. And this negative mindset can drain our energy and stifle our aspirations and leave us feeling defeated. As the late psychotherapist and author Virginia Satir wisely observed, most people prefer the certainty of misery to the misery of the uncertainty. That is, we cling to what we know, even if it's painful, out of fear of the unknown. Choosing uncertainty, a path to growth and fulfillment. So, what if we chose a different path? What if we embraced uncertainty as an opportunity for growth and transformation? And the benefits of embracing uncertainty. Personal growth is one of the benefits. Stepping into the unknown can lead to personal growth, innovation, and creativity. As a matter of fact, that's the only way you do get that. It's to step into the unknown. You can't get it from where you are. Resilience. Overcoming challenges builds mental strength, toughness, and resilience. Then there is acceptance. Embracing uncertainty helps us to let go of control and practice non-judgmental acceptance. Present moment awareness, which is mindfulness. Focusing on the present moment can reduce anxiety about the future. Challenges of uncertainty. Emotional toll. Uncertainty can trigger feelings of anxiety, stress, and confusion. And then uncertainty can also slow us down. Uncertainty can disrupt our routines and force us to slow down. And it can be very stressful when we are facing tight deadlines. The factors affecting our willingness to embrace uncertainty. Several factors can influence our willingness to embrace uncertainty. They are including fatigue. When we are tired, we are less likely to be open to new experiences. And then there's pressure. Feeling pressured to make quick decisions can increase anxiety. Then there's information overload. Too much information can overwhelm us and make it harder to focus. And then, of course, there's technology. Constant connectivity can distract us from the present moment. By understanding the challenges and benefits of uncertainty, we can develop strategies to navigate these situations with greater ease and confidence. Increased creativity. This is one of the next things that by embracing uncertainty. Uncertainty can spark creativity and innovation by forcing us to think outside the box, as they say. Enhanced problem-solving skills. When faced with uncertainty, we often need to develop new and creative solutions to problems. And greater adaptability. Embracing uncertainty or the unknown helps us to be more flexible and adaptable to change. And improved decision-making. By learning to trust our intuition and take calculated risks, we can make better decisions. And then building stronger relationships. Sharing our experiences with uncertainty or the unknown can deepen our connection with others. And here is a story that demonstrates these aforementioned benefits. The story is entitled From Academic to Entrepreneur. My professional journey took an unexpected turn when an unforeseen visa issued abruptly ended my tenure as a university researcher. At the time, I was eagerly anticipating the birth of my first child and was deeply immersed in a promising research project. The future seemed bright, filled with potential, collaboration, and the pursuit of my academic passions. And then this sudden disruption forced me to confront a harsh reality. Life's plan can be derailed in the blink of an eye. And while this experience was undoubtedly painful, it also became a catalyst for personal growth. It taught me the importance of embracing uncertainty rather than clinging to rigid plans. In the aftermath of this upheaval, I redirected my focus towards my budding coaching practice. What began as a side venture quickly blossomed into a thriving business. And today I find immense satisfaction in helping others navigate their own life transitions. It's ironic that the event that once felt like a setback ultimately led me to a fulfilling and meaningful career. The truth is, no amount of planning can shield us from life's inevitable twists and turns. By accepting this fundamental truth, we empower ourselves to focus on what we can control, which is our mindset, our actions, and our response to adversity. Addressing the challenges of uncertainty. Step. Acknowledge your fears, the unknown or uncertainty. Acknowledge your fears can help you to manage them more effectively. Break down large challenges and take baby steps. If you're feeling overwhelmed, break down large challenges into smaller, more manageable steps. And practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and avoid self-criticism. Watch that self-talk, right? Seek support, talk to friends, family, or a therapist if you have to about your feelings. Focus on what you can control. Instead of worrying about things you can't control, focus on what you can do to improve your situation. Remember, the key to embracing uncertainty is to shift your mindset from fear to curiosity and opportunity and even excitement. By doing so, you can unlock your full potential and live a more fulfilling life. Embracing the unknown, a journey of growth and resilience. While we can't entirely escape the unknown, we can certainly learn to embrace it as a natural part of life. In fact, it's often the unknown that leads to the most exciting and fulfilling experiences. And by adopting a positive mindset and developing strategies to cope with uncertainty, we can transform fear into opportunity. And of course, you know I have an acronym, and it's the word unknown. And the first letter is understand. Recognize that uncertainty is a normal part of life. And then the N is to navigate. Develop strategies to navigate through challenging times. Knowledge. Equip yourself with knowledge and skills to face the unknown. And nurture. Practice self-care and build strong support networks. Optimism. Cultivate a positive outlook and believe in your ability to overcome obstacles. And wisdom. Learn from your experiences and apply them to future challenges. And the N is for now, embrace the unknown. Is there something you know you should be doing, but have been putting it off? Remember that every brilliant choice, act, or innovation comes only after a phase of uncertainty. And that not doing things also has consequences. That is part of uncertainty, not knowing what could have been. And this quote is from Zig Ziglar. He said, authors by the hundreds can tell you stories by the thousands of those rejection slips before they found a publisher who was willing to gamble on an unknown. And as I said, that's Zig Ziglar. And I would really like to recommend this book. It's called upside of uncertainty. And one of the reasons I like it is because it has many, many, many tools and resources that can help us navigate uncertainty and find opportunities for personal growth and innovation. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you got something out of that. Thank you.
Queen Yvonne Finn, that was awesome, awesome mindset. I tell you, listen, if you did not take notes, then you might have to listen this recording again and again and again to get the fullness of it. Because I tell you, this one was heavy. This one was heavy. This one was very heavy. However, as according to Queen Debbie McCormick, you nailed it. That was just awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very ever so much. All right, and so I will turn it over to anyone who wants to, give their comment or ask any question. And then, of course, turn it over to Queen Debbie McCormick. Anyone, any hands? I guess not. All right, wonderful. Over to you, Queen Debbie McCormick.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Dr. Benny, don't rush it now. Hakuna Matata. Dr. Derek, thank you very much for giving us this platform. And thank you for everyone who supports Deep Dive and the sister platforms as well. And for today, I want to say thank you, Queen Sister Yvonne.
Thank you.
The way you nailed it today is that you just put the points there.
Yes, ma'am.
5 minutes is what we need to understand what we have to do to be at the right place. 15 minutes will not change anything. But when you talked of, where are my notes? When you talked about everything and then the final one, you said unknown. Your word for today is unknown because everyone has their own way of doing mindsets and you always end up with a word.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
Unknown. It is something that you don't have to go and fish. I'm not even going into the individual letters of that word. It's just the word itself.
Yes. Yes.
It's the known or unknown.
That's right.
Now, what do you want to identify yourself with? Do you want to be known or you want to be unknown? That is up to individuals.
Yes, it is.
As a family, as a group, as an entity or a parish or a church or congregation, it's up to each and every one of those aforementioned. And you said it so well, and I'm so proud of Dr. Derek. I did not know he's been taking note of all the things that we do here, but he does.
He does.
He borrowed from me that you nailed it.
Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Yes.
We appreciate that. So since there are no hands, we're going to move on to, I'm going to call on Dr. Benny because I know she has a comment to make and then she has to move on after that. So Queen Sister Dr. Benny. Oh, of course, Queen JW. Queen JW, can I have Dr. Benny go first so that after you then, please, Dr. Benny, do what you do best, and then after you, it will be Queen JW. Thank you.
Hey, I thought you wouldn't call me. My goodness sake. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. The reason I say good morning, you can see Brother Kumaran, right? It's morning to them. So it all depends upon your location.
Yes.
I want to welcome each and everyone coming to Deep Dive. You guys don't know the importance of Deep Dive.
Yes.
They always talk about mindset. The reason about this mindset is because our CEO loves mindset. You got to know
yes
what is happening. How you gonna manage? Let's just give an example. How you gonna manage dollars? It's your mindset. Coming to see Queen Yvonne Finn, I mean, can you believe it? Knowing what she knows, it will make you happy.
It will.
I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone today, this evening, morning, afternoon. It all depends upon your location. Do you know that if God did not want you to be here, you will not be here today or this evening? Come on now. He loves you, man. He loves you, our Heavenly Father. And Queen Yvonne Finn talks about our Heavenly Father. She always quotes the Bible. And people don't really understand the meaning of the Bible. I want to thank our Heavenly Father for sending an important person to you and I. And who is he? Mr. Ash Mofare, our CEO. There are a lot of companies that we have joined, but we have never seen the CEO.
Never.
Come on now. So, but if you guys have time, please let us just pray for him and his entire family.
Amen.
Let us also pray for those who are under the weather at the moment, especially our brand ambassadors or affiliates or founding members. Some of them need some help. They need our prayers. Even though they are praying, they also need us to pray for them because the dollars is arriving. And that is why we have cyber security or something like that. You see what I mean? Hey, Queen Yvonne Finn, extraordinary mindset.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to thank you. Seriously.
Thank
Now,
you.
I know you quote the Bible, which I love it. Now, you said something about we should seek support. Let me say, if you are overwhelmed and you need help, you can communicate. Do you know that? Well, it is true that we can seek support, but sometimes when you seek support now to to your best friend, they turn around, they're laughing at you. They'll pretend and say, it's okay. But in their heart, they say, it's sweet. I'm serious.
Well, I suggest that you be very discerning about who you open your heart to. That's why I'm always talking about God, because it's the best place to go. Talk to your God, right? And he's the best and first line of defense, as I find that anyways. I'm very careful about who I talk to about my vulnerabilities, because as you said, not everybody's wise to your heart. You can't just
No.
I understand.
I don't trust a lot of people.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to thank you.
Yeah.
I love you with all my heart.
Thank you, DrBenny. Love you back.
As Queen Lerato said, hey, did anyone say I love you this morning or evening or afternoon? No, if they did not, I want you guys to know that.
Yes.
Queen DrBenny said, I love you all. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, King Derek, Dr. Derek.
Thank you, Dr. Benny, and thank you, Sister Yvonne, for your lovely presentation. And over to you, Queen JW.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. An awesome presentation again to Queen Yvonne Finn. Yeah, uncertainty is really you're right. It can be scary. It can be fearful because it's really the unknown.
Yes.
And like you said, it's like walking into outer space and not knowing where you're at.
Exactly.
So it can be very terrifying at times, but at the same time, there is because everything, like you said, every day we are uncertain. When we wake up in the morning, we just really don't know how anything is going to go unless we made plans the day before. At least we have a little idea what we're going to do in that day. And that can lessen some of the uncertainties that comes our way if we are a little prepared in some way of the day before the day. As long as God, open our little eyes.
Yes.
But uncertainty is also can build us up. And Yvonne talks about getting too much information. I remember that I was in a place where I had to do so much in the perfume business for myself. I had to do my own advertisement. I had to get my own clients. And And then I had to go to training after training, and it became overwhelming. And it seems like I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't getting anywhere because I had too much information coming my way, and it made me to just be still.
Yeah,
and absolutely do anything. So
yeah.
There's the good and bad in uncertainty, but there's also good in it. And Yvonne is bringing that to our attention, to how we can build ourselves personally.
Yes,
you know, and trusting in God most of all, because even though there's a lot of uncertainty, God give us certainty for sure.
He did.
Because he already gave us the roadmap. So some of those uncertainties that comes our way is because the ones that we don't have control of, that Queen Yvonne spoke about.
That's right, exactly.
But God give us enough stability to handle any uncertainty that comes our way. So thank you so much. That's an amazing topic. We love
something, Queen Jacqueline, it reminds us of the Serenity Prayer. You remember that prayer, right? That says,
yes,
change the things you can and to know the difference, right?
And if we
remember that, we will be not so flustered, because uncertainty really is a part of life. You can make your plans all you want, like the story I said, but something in the blink of an eye and that whole thing goes in the wash and you have to start again. So yeah.
And it comes in so many different forms.
It does.
So
absolutely.
We can never be prepared, but with God, we can be, at least aware of the things that
and we can be hopeful, because we know he loves us and he has good plans for us. So, and he has a different perspective, don't forget, because he knows the end from the beginning. So if we stick close to him, we have a better shot. That's how I look at it.
Yes, indeed. And that's the God honest truth. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it too.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Queen JW, for your comment and observation, as well as Queen Yvonne.
Thank you.
Wow, wow. I don't want to.
I'm retiring now. I'm retiring.
I don't want to miss this word. That you nailed it is an understatement, because I have known you for a very long time.
Yes, we have.
And what I heard tonight is, it juxtaposes. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Thank you. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
And never stop. Just keep going forward.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, my darling sister Queen. Appreciate you always from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you voted before. Anyway, you're in Canada, so I'm going to reserve that. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to call on our next speaker, our wonderful Queen sister, the one and only First Lady of ONPASSIVE, who ensures that we know and we are well educated about being safe with our cyber security, which basically means beware of what you do on the internet and online, because a lot of people use that to communicate with one another and to do transactions, monetary and otherwise. So it's always, cybersecurity is something you can never and should not underestimate.
Yes.
People take advantage of us. And especially for those who are 50 plus, they think you are naive. You don't know anything about what the Gen Zs and the millennials and whatever the gens are. So the right way to know is to come here and be educated. And that person who educates us on a weekly basis, rain, shine, snow or not, is Queen Sister DrBenny. She has been talking to us about cybersecurity on this platform and any platform and most platforms that she's invited to. And she comes with unique topics based on what is trendy at the time. And if anyone who is here or watching live or in the future does not know who Dr. Benny is, because this is just for ONPASSIVians or global ambassadors only, then that person must have fallen off from nameless planet, because we all know who she is. Not for a month, not for a week, not for a year, but plus. So, my darling Queen Sister Dr. Benny, First Lady of ONPASSIVE, we appreciate what you have been doing and continue to do. And I'm going to say at this stage, I'm passing over the microphone to you so you can do what you do best in educating our viewers on what it means to stay safe. And that word is cyber security training from yours truly, First Lady of ONPASSIVE, Dr. Benny Intinglet. Over to you, sis.
Thank you, my queen sister, Debbie McCormick. I appreciate you. And I'm glad you're talking about it, cybersecurity, because this topic today, just like you said, is always unique. To tell you the truth, this one talks about biometrics. What is biometrics and how is it used in security? See that? In security. And you talk about cybersecurity. Thank you so much. Biometrics, also known as biometrical tracking data, right, is defined as the collection of approaches and algorithms that are used to uniquely recognize human base on the physical or behavioral cue. This technology relies on who a person is or what the person does rather than on what a person knows, like what, e.g., password, or what a person has, e.g., ID card. You know, we all have ID card, right? When you get a job or wherever you go, in order for that particular company to identify you, you will have an ID card, right? Traditionally, biometrics approaches involves the technology observing a person's, like the iris, retina, sclera, facial scan, signature, fingerprints, finger knuckles print, wow, hand, vein, pattern, their pulse, and DNA. Such data sources can be classified as physiological biometrics, as they rely on what? The physical attributes of a person for recognition. For example, verifying an individual's identity by raising their hands onto a scanner and having their fingerprints scanned in order to verify that particular individual. However, biometric technology has enabled us now to move beyond the first generation, such as the physical biometric data. So at this moment, I will share my screen. If it is okay, Queen Debbie McCormick.
Dr. Benny, once you are a presenter, everything you do, you have 100% permission to do everything you need to do. So our viewers can be well informed, properly well informed. Thank you, Dr. Benny.
I appreciate you, Queen Debbie McCormick. Let's see. Oh, this one is good. Let me see. Share. Oh my God, I did something wrong. Stop. Sorry. Okay. So that our viewers can see it, right? Queen Debbie. At least this is it. All right. So as you guys can see, I believe I've given you all the definition of biometrics. All right. Anyway, biometrics are biological measurement or physical characteristics that can be used to identify individuals. For example, we talk about the fingerprints. We talk about facial recognition because pretty soon there are a lot of countries that are utilizing biometrics at the moment. And retina scan are all forms of biometrics technology, but these are just the most recognized option. Researchers claim the shape of an ear, the way someone sits and walk, unique body odor, the vein in one's hand, and even facial contortion are other unique identifiers. These traits further define biometrics. All right, so there are 3 types of biometric security. While they can have other applications, biometrics have been often used in security, and you can, hold on, somebody, okay. Okay, and you can mostly label biometrics into 3 groups. You have biological biometrics, morphological biometrics, behavioral biometrics. So when it comes to biological biometrics, it uses a thread at a genetic and molecular level. This may include what? Features like DNA, as we talk about, or your blood, which might be accessed, right, through a sample of your body's blood, fluid. Morphological biometrics, it involves what? The structure of your body. More physical threat, like your eyes, your fingerprint, or shape of your face can be mapped for use with security scanner. Behavioral biometrics are based on the pattern unique to each person. How you walk, how you speak, or even type on the keyboard can be an indication of your identity if these patterns are tracked. Biometrics identification has a growing role in our everyday security. The physical characteristics are relatively fixed and individualized. Even in the case of twins, each person's unique biometrics identity can be used to replace or at least augment password system for computers, phone, and restricted access room and building. Once biometrics data is obtained and mapped, it is then saved to be matched with future attempt at access. Most of the time, this data is encrypted and stored within the device or in a remote server. Biometric scanner are hardware used to capture the biometrics for verification of identity. This can match against the saved database to approve or deny access to the system. In other words, biometric security means your body becomes what? The key to unlock your access. Biometrics are largely used because of 2 major benefits: convenience of use, difficult to steal or impersonate. So when it comes to the convenience of use, biometrics are always with you and cannot be lost or forgotten, right? When it comes to convenience, right? So difficult to steal or impersonate. Biometrics can't be stolen like a password or key can. While these systems are not perfect, they offer tons of promise for the future of cyber security, as Sister Debbie McCormick mentioned before. about cybersecurity, which is very important, not only within ONPASSIVE, but it's important within every organization all over the world. So here are some common examples of biometrics: voice recognition, fingerprint scanning. You guys notice that when you, especially our nursing assistants here in United States, they need to do their fingerprinting in order to, I believe, work with the patients. So if you play any games, something will happen to you. They will catch you anyway, utilizing your fingerprinting. Now we talk about facial recognition, iris recognition, heart rate sensors. Now in practice, biometric security has always seen effective use across many industries. So the advanced biometrics are used to protect sensitive documents in any organizations and that are valuable, right? You have an example, we have Citibank. Citibank already used voice recognition, and the British Bank Halifax is testing devices that monitors heartbeat to verify customers' identity. Can you guys believe it? Ford is even considering putting biometric sensor in cars. Biometrics are incorporated in e-passport throughout the world. In the United States, e-passport have a chip that contains a digital photograph of one's face, fingerprint or iris, as well as the technology that prevents the chip from being read and the data skimmed by unauthorized data reader. As these security systems are rolled out, we are seeing the pros and cons played out in real time. Biometric scanners are becoming increasingly sophisticated. You can even find biometrics on the phone security system. For example, the facial recognition technology on Apple Phone X project 30,000 ultraviolet dots onto a user's face to authenticate. When we talk about authentication, it's like to verify the users by the pattern matching. Now, the chances of mistaken identity with the iPhone X biometrics is 1 in a million, according to Apple. Now, the LG V30 smartphone combines the facial and voice recognition with fingerprint scanning and keeps the data on the phone for greater security. Wow. Crucial Tech, a sensor manufacturer, links a heart rate sensor to its fingerprint scanner for two-step authentication. This helps to ensure that clone fingerprints can't be used to access its system. Wow, this is good. Now, are biometric scanners safe, improve, and concern? The challenge is that biometric scanners, including the facial recognition system, can be tricky, right? So researchers at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill downloaded a photo of 20 volunteers from social media and used them to construct 3D models of their faces. Now, the researchers successfully breached 4 of the 5 security systems they tested. Example of the fingerprint cloning are everywhere. So one example from the Black Hat Cybersecurity Conference demonstrated that a fingerprint can be cloned reliable in about 40 minutes with $10 worth of material simply by making a fingerprint impression in molding plastic or candle wax. Germany Chaos Computer Club spoofed the iPhone Touch ID fingerprint reader within 2 days of its release. Now, the group simply photographed a fingerprint on a glass surface and used it to unlock the iPhone 5. Biometrics authentication is convenient, but privacy advocates fear that biometric security erode personal privacy. The concern is that personal data can be collected easily and without consent. Now, when it comes to the facial recognition, it's a part of everyday life. In Chinese city, where it's used for routine purchases, and London is famously dotted with CCTV camera. Now, in New York City, Chicago, Moscow are linking CCTV cameras in their cities to facial recognition databases to help local police fight crime. Ramping up the technology, Carnegie Mellon University is developing a camera that can scan the iris of people in crowd from a distance of 10 meters. Close, so CCTV stands for closed circuit television, also known as video surveillance. Surveillance of the public using the CCTV is common in many areas around the world. In 2018, facial recognition was introduced in Dubai. And you guys believe it? In Dubai airport, where travelers, as you all know, millions of people are traveling to Dubai, where travelers are photographed by 80 cameras as they pass through a tunnel in a virtual aquarium. Facial recognition cameras are also at work in other airports throughout the world, including those in Helsinki, Amsterdam, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Tampa. All that data must be stored somewhere, fueling fears of what? Constant surveillance and misuse of data. A more immediate problem is the database of personal information are targeted for hackers. For example, when the U.S. Office of Personnel Management was hacked in 2015, cyber criminals made off with what? Fingerprint of 5.6 million government employees, leaving them vulnerable to identity theft. Storing biometrics data on a device like iPhone, Touch ID, or Face ID is considered safer. Dr. Derek, iPhone is considered safer than storing it with a service provider, even when the data is encrypted. That risk is similar to that of a password database, in which hackers may breach the system and steal data it's not effectively secured. The ramifications, however, are significantly different. If a password is compromised, it can be changed. Biometrics data, in contrast, remain same forever. Now, with the risk to privacy and safety, additional protection must be used in biometric system, so unauthorized access becomes more difficult when systems require multiple means of authentication, such as live dictation, live blinking, and matching encoded sample to use within the encrypted domain. Some security systems also include what? Additional features, such as what? Your age, gender, height, and biometrics data to thwart or stop hackers, right? India Unique ID Authority of India Aadhaar program is a good example. Initiated in 2009, the multi-step authentication program incorporated the iris, the scan, the fingerprints from all 10 fingers, and facial recognition. This information is linked to a unique identification card that is issued to each of India's 1.2 billion residents. Soon, this card will be mandatory for everyone accessing social services in India. Biometrics make a good replacement for username as part of the two-factor authentication strategy that it incorporates what? Listen, people, when it comes to two-factor authentication, right? It's something you are, biometrics, something you have, like what? The hardware token, or something you know. What do you know? You know your password, right? Everybody knows their password. When you try to log into your email, or if you want to go to the ecosystem, log into the ecosystem, you must know your username and password, right? Two-factor authentication makes a powerful combination, especially as Internet of Things, IoT, Internet of Things devices multiply. By layering the protection, secure internet, the device become less vulnerable to data breach. Now, in addition, using password manager to store any traditional password can give you an additional safeguard. In conclusion, biometrics remain a growing way to verify identity from cybersecurity system. The combined protection of your physical or behavioral signature with other authentications gives some of the strongest known security. At the moment, it is at a minimum better using the character-based password as a standalone verification. Biometrics technologies offer a very compelling solution for security. Despite the risk, the systems are convenient and hard to duplicate. Plus, these systems will continue to develop for a very long time into the future. Well, as you all know, this is where I got my reference from. I believe you guys know the importance of biometrics, not only within ONPASSIVE, but all over the globe. With biometrics, just to let each and everyone know that I want to thank you all for listening. And I love you guys. And again, I just want each and everyone to know that ONPASSIVE is owned by our Heavenly Father, but He sent somebody to you and I, Mr. Ash Mufara, and he accepted the callings. He stated that either I do or I die. And he make us to also understand that no one can stop ONPASSIVE except who? God. Nobody. Nobody can play with ONPASSIVE. Anyway, so long as I'm concerned, no one. As well as biometrics, we are here to stay. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Benny.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. Dr. Derek, is the YouTube working audio? I've had some comments that the audio is not. They couldn't hear us, but maybe it's not too late for us to fix it since we're still ongoing. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Dr. Benny, thank you so much. Wow. Cybersecurity and when you talked about the physical or behavioral and the combinations we need, believe me, I just used this yesterday to do something because they will not accept the facial recognition. They said they needed a second authentication, and it has to be this. So I have the facial and I have this. So you can imagine, I can never get away with murder.
Yes, you cannot.
I mean, not that I'm a criminal and I don't have that mindset of a criminal, but just to confirm what our Queen sister is talking about, it is real. It is not a joke. There's something called NALA. most of us here, or the viewers and listeners now or in the future, at one point in time in your life, you use your phone, excuse me, to share whatever excess you have, not necessarily excess, but whatever you have with somebody else. So it's, so you can imagine, I could never get away with murder. Oh, I hear myself talking again. I don't know.
hear you too.
It's not from me. It's probably what's going on, because people on the chat were saying they couldn't hear they didn't have the volume. But the point I'm trying to make here is that we have to be cautious, because all of us who are here, we use our phones and our personal data based on what I heard Dr. Benny say, to share information, or what we do 100% of the time is money transfer to support our dear ones, or to support a cause that we feel deeply for. And in the process, our personal data gets compromised. So we should really be cautious when we do those personal financial biometrics, because it eventually comes back to haunt us. So that's all I wanted to add. And thank you so much, Dr. Benny, for the reminder. And I see a hand up, Queen JW. Thank you so much. Over to you, Queen JW.
Yes, thank you so much, Queen Debbie. And great tips that you shared with us. An amazing presentation, like always, Queen Dr. Benny. And you're right, biometrics is presently around already. As it, we definitely do it at the airport. We do our finger and our facial. So and it's a good protection strategy, especially when you open your computer or when you open any app your social, that you deal with on a daily basis, and you forget your password, you just use your face. And sometimes the face doesn't even work according to the lighting. If it doesn't, get your complete face, it doesn't go through. And then it say, well, use your PIN, or your fingerprint. So I think those helps a lot, help keep the hackers away. But we got to be careful, like Dr. Benny pointed out, that they can use our picture also in 3D form to play like that's us and get into our accounts. So that's something we need to look in. So if we have an extra backup, like she brought forth to us, then that will help us to be safe, at least cyber safe, because that's what it's all about, We're not for going backwards, we're going forward, and we got to do everything and not take the information that Queen Dr. Benny is bringing to us for granted, because we need it already, and we're going to even need it even more. So thanks so much for your time, your effort, your research, and all you do for us. We love you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen JW, Queen Debbie. Just to let you guys know, that is the reason why cybersecurity or security is very important within ONPASSIVE. Okay, a lot of our brand ambassadors, they don't know, or they'll say, I don't care about security. Oh, yes, you should. Okay, you should. Even you have CEOs within other organizations, they don't really care, but they only care when something happens. Yeah. So I feel sorry for them, for those who don't really care about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is important within ONPASSIVE, whether you like it or not. we need security to protect ourselves, especially when it comes to password security. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Benny, for that comment. And thank you, Queen JW, for always bringing us back to where we should be and where we should have started. Cybersecurity is an evolving, from what I've been seeing Dr. Benny present, is an evolving topic. It's not going anywhere. Because if you look at technology, as Dr. Derek has severally shared with us, it's evolving. It's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. And I bet you what we see going on now in the various platforms with the identification, and this same time, November of 2025, it's going to be something different. And I can already see it in Zoom, because we're using Zoom now, and all the icons that I see, everything has changed compared to a year ago. It's no longer the same. So what I think, in my opinion, is awareness. Let us educate ourselves and be aware and stay engaged in what involves us and what matters to us in terms of cybersecurity. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Sister Queen Yvonne, over to you.
Thank you very much, Queen Debbie. Thank you, Dr. Benny. That is very comprehensive and very empowering when we do follow those steps. The problem is we take shortcuts all the time, and we let the bad people in, and then who can we blame? Because from what Queen Debbie is just saying, it's evolving and it's getting more important, because it's been a long time since they were using the voice recognition, for instance, the banks and so on. Whenever they call, they always give you the option, do you want to use your voice as recognition rather than counting on, on the password and whatever it is. And, anything that they want, I'm giving it, because that's my money sitting there. I don't want anybody to have access to it but me. So, that's quite okay. But they keep trying to, when I say they, I mean the institutions, they keep trying to up the security. And it is kind of elusive sometimes, because I'm so annoyed sometimes by the 2-factor and 3-factor and whatever it is, because, even though I know the information, it's just annoying. You have to go make sure, because they're going to send it as an SMS to your phone and blah, blah, blah. But when you think of what could happen, because once they're in there, it's game over. Everything is gone in a second, because they're already planning what they're going to be doing. It's not like they're just going to look around. So I really thank you for that. And I mean, you are trying to keep us safe. And that is something that our CEO said from the very beginning. He said, it's us that's going to cause the problem inside on ONPASSIVE. He's going to be making sure that we are very safe. But if we let people in, what can he do? We're already in. So I'm really grateful that you're making it so. Another thing I wanted to ask you, though, that thing about India, and everybody there will be having an identity card, how many billion?
1.2 billion. Yes, they have to protect their citizens.
Who will pay for that?
Well, the government.
And then it will have to be changed and upgraded as they learn more and more stuff, right? That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. That's why I just want to thank you, Queen Yvonne Finn, and thank you all for really understanding. Like I keep saying, people don't know why I come here and educate our brand ambassadors about security. Security is important.
It is.
You guys know that sometimes it's risky when you are stepping out of your house.
Yes.
And again, before you step out of your house, please, I want you to pray. Pray for our Heavenly Father, for him to protect you, or ask him to follow you wherever you go. Because I always say, Father, I need you to come with me. Follow me. That's how it is. Yes. So, like I said, security is very important. Someone has to teach. There are a lot of people here who don't know. Mama, papas, like I said, you guys notice that I take care, I'm helping 60, 70, 80. I have someone who is 84 years old. Join ONPASSIVE. And he is interested, he loves ONPASSIVE. Okay. But he doesn't know about the security part, right? So if you don't educate people, our elderlies, how do you think they will know? So I need people to start reasoning. That is why we have the mindset, right? Thank you so much. I want to thank our CEO for this mindset. And Queen Yvonne Finn, thank you for the mindset. And I know Queen JW always talk about the mindset as well. And we have Queen Julie and Queen Lerato and all whatnot. You guys talk about mindset. And our Queen Debbie, she talks about mindset all the time. Thank you all, man. I really appreciate each and every one.
Thank you, Dr. Benny.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Out with the old and in with the new. And that is happening today because for those who are in America, out with the old and in with the new, and whatever the new is, we do not know. But before we move further, I see that our brother Kumaran's hand is up. Welcome, brother Kumaran, and over to you.
Thank you, Sister Debbie. Dr. Benny, how are you?
You know what? I'm going to give you, I will say I'm fine after 10 o'clock.
Okay. My question is just a basic question. Since now is about the election, voting, right? So in India, they also 1.2 billion, they also use e-voting. But then they always say been manipulated, that, this, all this. So US voting, what are the, how secure is, from your view, is it safe? Is it yes or no? What do you think?
You know what? Let me just say no at the moment. I'm not, never mind. You're not supposed to
Dr.
ask me this
Benny,
question.
how secure? Is it safe or not? Is it all the measurement have taken?
Brother Kumar, I don't think we're supposed to be discussing that. I'm not sure.
Brother Kumaran, I will answer you this question not here, if it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Benny.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother Kumaran. I'll facilitate the forum where your questions will be answered. Thank you. We appreciate you, and stay safe, because we know you probably you might be behind the wheel, but thank you for your continuous relentless support. All right. Anyone has any question for Queen JW, a comment, or for Dr. Benny? Question for Queen JW, Dr. Benny, or comment? Anyone? All right.
No, for Queen Yvonne Finn, not me.
Oh, yes, Queen JW, you're absolutely right. It was Queen Yvonne Finn who did the mindset today. Yes, Dr. Benny, please go ahead.
I just want to read something from Queen Yvonne Finn and Queen Doris. Queen Yvonne Finn said, Dr. Benny, thank you. That was very comprehensive and encouraging to see that many of these places are taking cybersecurity so serious. Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne Finn. I appreciate you. Thank you for understanding. Then Queen Doris says, thank you, Queen Dr. Benny, for always being outstanding with the information. Thank you, Queen Dr. Doris. I appreciate you. Just to let you know that cybersecurity is important. And again, the reason why I'm bringing this security stuff within ONPASSIVE is that, remember, our CEO told us to look into our ecosystem, right? A lot of people thought that ONPASSIVE is not coming. But now that ONPASSIVE is coming, if you don't educate your brand ambassadors how to log in, utilizing your username and password, and how to keep it safe, the actors or the hackers are out there. They will come and deceive you and steal your information. So are you guys ready to listen to the cybersecurity within our organization? Thank you so much, Queen Debbie.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. I think, yes, they are listening and will continue to listen, because those who are not here with us today, they definitely will listen to us in the future through this, the YouTube that will be posted.
Right.
I know a lot of people are still out there doing voting. So for those who have not yet voted, I'm referring to America. If you're not living in the United States of America, then you do not need to worry about voting. But unfortunately, we cannot. Politics and everything else is part of our lives wherever we live geographically. That's why I'm sharing this. So for now, anyone has any question for Queen Yvonne or Dr. Benny for their presentations? If I do not, I'm going to call on Queen Yvonne to give her final word, because there's some people who may still want to vote or go and listen to the comments after the vote, and I'm one of those. So, Queen Yvonne, over to you. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to reiterate that what we call the unknown or uncertainty, it's something we live with every day, right? Even if we make plans, I want to say that I'm a planner, and I know lots of us here are planners, but we have to leave room for just such an eventuality, because it's all about prioritizing as well. If we have a plan, we can't be too rigid, because if something else like a family member needs us or something like that, we're not going to say, oh no, I'm going to work or whatever. So we also have to be very flexible. And that's what planning does. With planning, you have the freedom to be flexible. If you live a chaotic life, you won't be going any which way. So I do think that just look at the unknown as a regular part of life. Anything can happen. That's what you tell yourself. And then you will have a better understanding and a better attitude, a mindset, since we're talking about the mindset of being able to say, okay, well, I can run a few minutes late, or I can change the span, I can do this tomorrow, because those things will always come about. So just look at it as you look at life as an adventure. That's what it is, right? And you always have to be ready to cope with what life brings your way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Queen Sister Yvonne. Yes, we have to always live within our means. You cannot be making $500 a month and you want to live like someone who is making $5,000 a month.
You can't.
Will that work? I know check so.
No, it won't.
Thank you, Queen Yvonne. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back to my darling sister, please. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, as you're reminding us constantly to get the old mindset into the new one in terms of cybersecurity, because it has evolved. Please give us your final word for the night.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie McCormick. I appreciate you. So as we talk about this biometrics, as biometrics takes over the identification and authentication applications, people have expressed mixed feelings about it. Now, having been used in forensics and law enforcement, biometrics faces resistance in personal as well as social acceptance, particularly in a developed world where people are aware and care about their privacy, do not support biometrics. Now, recent revelation of government mass surveillance programs like PRISM and K-Force, they have made people skeptical about the government intention of usage of biometrics data, despite the negative impact of technology. It cannot be separated from society. You guys know we need biometrics, right? Technology empowers society, and adoption of technology by societies, which it empowers the technology in return. Now, it is cyclical codependence that is hard to break once it has been established. Thank you again, Queen Debbie, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. So at this stage, I want to take the opportunity to thank our viewers live and those who will be watching in the future, and to remind each and every one of us that cybersecurity, as you heard from Dr. Benny, is essential in our lives, because we don't go anywhere without using it, be it in the supermarket, be it in our churches, our social lives, our family lives, our financial lives, or otherwise. We do use cybersecurity is always there, because even in the supermarket, sometimes they ask you to sign that you purchase this and you use this XYZ, unless you pay cash, but they still give you a receipt. Anyway, that being said, thanks to each and every one of us who is here watching and will be watching in the future. We appreciate you for joining us on Deep Dive, Globally Changing Lives. We hope that you join us again every Tuesday and Wednesday on this platform at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. On Mondays, we have the Mindset Monday with Queen Miriam Edwards, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. On Wednesdays, we have Julie Pierre Empowering Humanity at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And on Thursdays in the mornings, we have Malaysia, Singapore, All Passion at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And on Sundays, we have one of our wonderful teams as well, the Dream Team, at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So if you are an ONPASSIVian, a global ambassador, you cannot say, I don't know what's going on. You have something going on every day. And one of them also, which involves children, is with our sister, Yvonne Finn, who is one of the moderators and very active in that group. It's on Fridays with Yvonne Mundi, and that is the global platform that handles issues, that discuss issues that deal with children on a daily basis, not just on Fridays, but on a daily basis. But Fridays is when they have the international presentation, or they want presenters to come on Fridays. But they are there, rain, shine, snow, or not, every day. That global movement, one global movement is there every day at midday. Sister Yvonne Finn, is it noon or 11 p.m. now with the time change?
It's in Eastern time, it's 1 Eastern. Eastern Standard.
1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
All right, that's New York time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sister Yvonne. So we have that with Queen's Sister Yvonne Mundi every day, and on Fridays, that's when presenters can come. Thank you all. We appreciate you, and to our YouTube viewers, we look forward to seeing you again, as already mentioned.